What do you do when you need to reinvent yourself? When the life and career that you've built is successful enough in its own right, but you know there is something out there calling your name, something for you to become. In 2025 June, 115 leaders from across the world made a radical decision, paused their lives, their careers, left their countries and families to come here, to MIT. This is the story of the Sloan Fellows.
My name is Utesh. I'm from Malaysia, and prior to this program, I was in the energy industry, based in Malaysia all the while.
I was in Banco da Vivienda, which is the second largest bank in Colombia. I was in charge of a portfolio of clients, most of them in insurance company. I was the institutional trader.
Before MIT, I spent 20 years scaling aerospace innovation at the Boeing company.
My background is in the merchant navy. I was a first engineer officer. I was in command. And after taking command, I became a general manager, wherein I was managing a fleet of ships. The captains and chief engineers were reporting into me.
Prior to MIT, I was at the Coca-Cola company. I was leading strategy for the business in Nigeria, and I had a stint at Nigeria and North Africa.
I worked at law firm, and I supported many startups, many clients. And I was self-employed.
For the past, I worked 9 years in entrepreneurship, where I built a company. We produce and we distribute Japanese specialty food across China.
Before MIT, I was a leader as a second generation in my family business.
Yeah, so I'm the outlier in the cohort, not the only one, but I came from the public service, and I was always at the crossroad of cities innovation and management of big organizations.
I decided to step out from my career the moment that I thought that next year was going to be the same than last year and the year before.
I came to MIT because I felt like I was too comfortable. And I was happy with everything going on in my life. And for some reason, that scared me a little.
I felt that I was becoming more masterful in what I was doing, and I felt the need and desire to get outside of, go outside of my comfort zone, learn new skills, expand my network.
I'm a great engineer. I'm really good at corrosion. I can manage my team. I can assess any amount of inspection that you can, inspection of any asset. But I didn't have the skills in finance or entrepreneurship that I needed in order to get to the next step.
I reach out to certain moments that my learning curve is kind of plateaued. And then I don't find any value of giving this kind of recommendation or advice to my clients.
When you turn 40, sometimes you have a crisis. So I didn't have a crisis. But then at 41, it happened. And then I started thinking, is this really it?
MIT was specifically because of its energy and its character. I was very much drawn to what I saw as more of a collaborative business school, something that fed my curiosity, but also my sense of community.
Of all the programs I looked at, it was the most international program in the sense that it brought, we have like 35 countries represented in class today.
So I was doing a lot of business opportunities outside of Singapore and into global markets, and I realized that I didn't have the context, or I didn't know how to interact with people across different nationalities and geographies. So coming over to MIT Sloan, that was one of the main objectives, to be able to learn how to meet people from different places and trying to make better connections and networks.
It's been my dream to do a proper MBA, and I was surrounded by these people who said this was the best year of my life. And I was like, I also want that best year of my life.
Ever since I was a kid, my parents always taught me to get a higher education, and moreover, if you can get it from abroad, it is much more good for the family and for me, of course.
My fortune teller told me that this is a year for a change and meet more people. And they're like, where can I meet more people? Okay, MBA school, business school, let's do that. And then I just follow the journey. So I trust my fortune teller a lot on this kind of thing.
Coming to MIT as a Sloan Fellow was an act of courage because it requires the willingness to interrupt your own success, to leave certainty behind, to sit in the classroom for the first time in over a decade with humility and curiosity, to admit that there is still so much to learn.
Sloan Fellows, they're taking a break from their career. And let's say, unlike some of our other cohorts who are either not taking a break or taking a break very early in their careers, the opportunity cost of this break is very high.
You're leaving already successful careers. In some cases, you're leaving family behind, friends behind, and really commit and double down and invest in yourselves.
Having my entire life in India and uprooting from there to here, and that too with two small kids, 1 5 and 1 year old. That was the biggest, give up.
I had to give up the reins for my company. So my co-founder is currently running the restaurant.
I got married 3 years ago, so we were with my husband in this fantastic honeymoon. So I'm saying to him, I'm going to study again. He's back in Bogota, I'm here. That has been a challenge bigger than classes or my second language or related with other people.
I came here alone, right? My family is back home. And I left my wife and my 2 kids.
I come to Sloan after I gave birth, 40 days, and then, which means that I just left my baby and also my family, my husband and also my parents in Korea, and then be myself alone. And then that made me feel a little bit of guilty because I felt I've become very greedy to pursue my own dreams and ambitions in here.
I have to say that my wife has been very supportive because she put on pause her career to come with me here.
I took a really bold step, leaving everything I knew, leaving my family behind, leaving years of a career that most people would ask me, why would you do this? Why would you just drop everything and just go?
I came from having everything to starting from scratch again in all the meanings of life. For me, for my family, for the future of our career, future of our lives, everything.
Coming here, it's abandoning certain aspects of my role, the role that I play with my family. So as a caregiver to my father, after my mother passed away, financially as a provider, and then also, this is the first time that I've been away from my daughter for any extended period of time since she was born.
When I entered the very first day, we were given these handouts of all the profiles of all the students. And that day, I don't think I spoke to anyone, not even my wife when I went back. Because I was feeling did MIT really made a mistake? The imposter syndrome they all speak of.
Really didn't have confidence in speaking English. So I cannot understand maybe less than 50%, I think, at the first class. So I really lost my confidence.
But the first thing that you realize is how smart all the people is in different dimensions. So it's very challenging in the early days,
I couldn't have imagined if I could sit stable for 1.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes in a single chair.
And having backaches and neck strains and whatever, I did not envision that.
I was not very focused on classes while I was in my undergraduate, but being back here in the classroom is such a breath of fresh air because now we're studying things that we know will matter and will have an impact on what our career looks like moving forward, and we have the ability to really shape it while we're here at MIT.
I love my Sloan Fellows students, and I admire them and respect them so much for this reason. One of the things that's common among all of them is that they're innovative, they want to do something different, and they have the courage
to do it, and I absolutely love having them in my class.
What I say often is, as a coach, what could be better than working with a pre-selected group of people who are here because they care and they want to be better.
You know, as a professor, when students ask me questions, they typically fall into two types, the questions. The first type of question is when the student is just basically trying to impress me and their peers with how sharp the question is. And the second type of question is when I realize that the student is sincerely interested in the answer to the question. And when a Sloan Fellow asks me a question, it is very clear to me that it's really almost always in the second category, right? They have a sincere, earnest interest in knowing what the answer is. And I can tell you as an educator, that brings me great joy. So thank you for doing that.
So we began to form community, form groups, form alliances, find the similar interests from study groups, from learning teams, multi-talks, figuring out what clubs we wanted to do together, figuring out who is running for Senate committee. And it has been the best part of the program. The people, us, Sloan Fellows of 2026.
I'll tell you when I felt the most connected to the cohort. I had a moment where I just felt, wow, these people are important for me now. And I care about them and I like being with them. And for me, that moment of before leaving to the winter vacation was meaningful, and it really made many relationships become much stronger.
For me, it was maybe after the summer where I had this time to relax and maybe to reflect. I started like feeling these like bonds with different people around the cohort.
Some of us have families and kids, and when we talk about it, I feel more connected to the people around us, around me, and the cohort.
You are in such a high stakes environment together, especially over the summer, and you go through that experience together that it bonds you. Like they always say, trauma bonds you for better or for worse.
So there are like different moments, the people from soccer, the people from all the activities that we used to do.
I think it's something special about this cohort that has somehow put us together with this different wisdom and life experiences that we form this connection.
The first day when I came here, I was dressed in an Indian sari. And the reception that I got from everyone, you know, like right from admissions office to your classmates, like, oh, you look so beautiful. You know, people were just so welcoming that I've just felt connected from day one.
I think the bonding with my cohort, that's the biggest thing, you know. Every day I think of the number of days left for me to be in this program, and I get emotional, right? Like, how will I continue my life without seeing these faces anymore?
This year taught me that intellectual is common. People are smart, but being kind is a superpower.
Helping people kind of creates the positive reinforcing loop.
This year taught me that keep discovering who you really are.
I've learned that we can solve problems without compromising ourselves, being very authentic.
I think things I wanted to do, I would never have a chance to do if I'm not at MIT. For example, I took theater class.
Having time of reflecting, having time of understanding what I want for me, what type of life I want to build.
This year taught me that leadership starts within, and thinking about yourself deeper helps you become a better leader.
I've gained a really big appreciation for soft skills, for being able to step into the shoes of the next person and really understand who they are and meet them where they are as a human being.
Reinvention begins when you let your guard down and allow yourself to go outside of your comfort zone to experience new things, meet new people, and do things that you would not normally do.
You're ready to unlearn.
ready to change your fixed mindset, the way the lecturers say, to a growth mindset.
I am happy to know that I'll have a very supportive network, that if I go to any other country, I'll have someone to call and there will be a friend for me there.
I am excited about the fact that I'm seeing connections where there were none. System dynamics, system dynamics, system dynamics.
I think I'm really excited about, where this potential goes, right?
I felt like I have more clarity about my future path and also have more clear idea about who I am.
Coming here has brought back that sort of childlike curiosity.
I have an inclination that either Susanna or Carlos or Victor would have invented a cure, a topical cure for hair loss. And so I think in 5 years at the reunion, I would have my hair fully grown again.
Already, we're different from who we were when we first walked into MIT. The questions we're asking ourselves have evolved. Now we're asking, what does success look like for us? What kind of leader are we really becoming? What life are we building? How does the work that we do impact the world? How does it improve the world? Are we truly becoming innovative and disciplined leaders?
I want to do some work which can really help and create some impact, not just to me, but the community around me.
Bringing all we have learned to the real world. I think there's a lot of knowledge and learnings to process, and I think we have a responsibility post-graduation to bring this to real life, to practice the good management skills that we have learned, to treat people with respect.
Einstein said if I had an hour to save the world, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes solving it. And I think that captures the essence of MIT. To succeed at MIT, it's really based on the quality of your insights. Then you have to execute on those insights. So as you leave here, don't forget the importance of thinking before executing.
Remember who you are right now. How can you protect this new version of yourself?
I would say, remember what brought you here, right? What brought you to Sloan in the first place, right? Bear that in mind. You probably took a big leap to come here, right? And I think as you go out, don't forget that, right? Don't forget that, hey, and why am I saying this? I'm saying this because for what comes next, there might be other big leaps you need to take.
Remember to invest in your families and in your relationships. Because people like us, especially people like you, who are hardworking, dedicated, who want to make a big difference, can sometimes overestimate their careers and underestimate their families and their relationships.
Build things for others that expresses who you are. That's the key thing. Whatever you create has to express who you are. All of us have intrinsic strengths and weaknesses, likes and dislikes. And I think it's really important for us to find work that is beautifully matched to our intrinsic likes and dislikes, that has intrinsic resonance with the way our brains are wired.
I think the piece that I want you all to remember is that you came here with self-belief and a lot of courage. And in this ever-changing world, that self-belief and courage is the piece that I wish that you continue to have.
The freedom to be like a child again, learning, experimenting, exploring, and going from one department, from one class to another, running back to back. It has been the best experience of our lives. In a few months, we will go back to the real world. And the companies we join, the companies we found, will benefit from this growth that we've experienced as leaders who come in and transform the organizations. But imagine what we would be like in 5 years, unrecognizable in the best way possible, leading industries, leading organizations, leading the world at scale. That version of ourselves is what we're becoming today.
Pose for a picture, camera flash when you see her. And when I'm with my girls, you could get a fever. You've been eyeing me from a distance, could take if you need to. Step into my world if you mean to. All I wanna know is, are you serious? Do you really wanna taste of the experience? Cause the way you come around has got me curious.